Are on What's Up with Albany, and currently we are discussing an update on the black man who was found hanging from a tree in Albany, New York. That's right, I am currently in contact with his goddaughter, and she is checking right now with the wife of the deceased man, Earl Smith, to see if it's okay to get us in contact. I also was able to locate the son's Facebook, and he even noted that he does not believe his father committed suicide. Now, while we are not sure if this is true or not, whether it's suicide or if it was racially motivated, we are going to find out one way or another. And if you stay tuned to the end of this video, you will see the screenshot of the son claiming that it wasn't a suicide. Thanks so much for tuning in. Please make sure you like, comment, share. I don't care if you follow. Honestly, I don't. Make sure you get this story out specifically to everyone around the world. Thank you.
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. So I'm gonna just jump right into it. The reason I'm bringing up this story is because I just found out about this today, you know, waking up, going about my daily routine, and this shit just don't smell right. Like, they say they found this guy in Albany, New York, and he was just apparently hanging from a tree. So my question is, because I actually did some digging in this story, who called him and how they find his body? Because that's really crazy that they're not even going over cameras. And as I'm looking into this guy's, you know, life, apparently he got baptized. He was the light of the family. You know, this is the article right here. You can check that out. I can leave this up for you guys to read as I'm going along. And I'm going to give you another couple of examples about how lynchings are actually more common than we think. And it's not such a thing in the past. We're going to jump into this shit right now. Thank you. Alright, so these are some of the other examples I was reading up on how many times people was getting lynched. Now, the reason that I bring this article up is because one of the guys whose actually name is showing, I believe it's Xavier, we're actually going to play a clip about how they tried to lynch him in broad daylight, and to this day, they still haven't not gotten justice for it, and I actually got the article. I'm going to bring it up right after this clip, though.
Charged incident over the 4th of July weekend is now calling for federal authorities to convene a grand jury. In cell phone video that has since gone viral, people watched as what appeared to be a group of white men pinning a black activist to a tree at Lake Monroe. Still, no one has been charged in this case, and that is the primary reason Fox Booker's attorney called for a news conference today. Thanks so much for joining us tonight at 10. I'm Dan Spieler.
And I'm Thean Stinger. Police are investigating. We are still waiting for the full context of this investigation to be made public. Fox 59's Courtney Crown is back from Bloomington tonight. And Courtney, what is the message they're sending now?
Well, Booker and his attorney called on the U.S. Attorney's Office to not only look into his case, but other suspected racially motivated incidents in Indiana. They insist Booker's case is an example of a systemic problem.
We are calling for a grand jury to step in. It's not the most preferable thing, but we are at this point where we've seen too much feet dragging.
Today, a group of people surrounded Vox Booker, his attorney, and several other activists and speakers to call for more attention on Booker's case.
I call upon the United States Attorney for the Southern District of Indiana and Indianapolis to convene a grand jury, not only to look into the hate crime that was where Vox was the victim, but also all the other hate crimes that are going on.
Over the 4th of July weekend, someone recorded a group of white men allegedly pinning Booker to a tree at Lake Monroe. Booker, a local civil rights activist and member of the Monroe County Human Rights Commission, claimed the men threatened to, quote, get a noose. In the videos, you can hear the other men tell Booker and his friends they trespassed on private property.
They targeted me, they attacked me because they thought they could get away with it. And here we are a week later, and they're still out free.
Other speakers at the news conference and the protests that followed assert systemic racism emboldens people and is the reason no charges have been filed.
Despite cell phone video footage, it has not happened. Because again, we don't have a justice system.
We see all these actions that lead up to someone being lynched at the lake in broad daylight in front of several witnesses. You don't just do that out of nowhere.
While the Department of Natural Resources is investigating Booker's case, the Monroe County Prosecutor's Office will ultimately decide whether to file charges.
So like I said, guys, this is that piece of article that I was promising. And this just goes to show you, no matter how much media coverage you think you give something, it probably won't be justice done at the end of the day. Sometimes it could just not go that way. But that doesn't mean that we don't just keep, fighting for that shit. And we need to make this go viral because, in this case, he survived. In this case, this guy's dead. And there is no way that you want to just hang yourself in a tree after you just got baptized and you, I don't know, was trying to get closer to God faster. But nah, that's just idiotic ass thinking. I'm not one of those people who believe in that. We need to go over cameras and we need to look into shit like this. And this is crazy that a hanging happens after all these protests. And maybe this is, maybe that's the reason why this is not getting any coverage. But it's crazy because I was watching a couple of videos and some content about people being angry that black people didn't participate in the protest. And I just feel like it's really ironic that, this happens and yet y'all asking us to fight for you. And it's like, yo, where's the justice here? And this is one of the reasons why we chose not to show up. And that's just what it is, because look, where's the justice? Everybody's just letting this be counted as suicide. And this is why black people stayed home. They didn't show up. They didn't put their lives on the line because look how easy it could get extinguished. And everybody wants us to just cater to the world. And that shit is over because shit like this happens and there is no justice. So that's just my grain of salt with it. That's the facts. You can look into it yourself, but this is just me trying to get the story out there. Like and share this video, even if you don't, just at least talk about it and trying to get this out there. And make sure you follow that girl on TikTok. I appreciate her bringing this to my attention because I didn't even know. I was just scrolling Instagram and shit. So, stay prayed up, guys. Try to stay safe out there because there's a lot of evil going on and people just don't give a fuck anymore. All right, stay safe.